Hey everybody, this is Caesar with Smile Engine Velocity coming at you with an install video for something I made for the Honda Ruckus. I made a whole bunch of new push button starts for the Honda Ruckus that uses the ATR or the stock get harness. I'll leave a link in the description below if you want to buy one. You can use it to replace your start button and move it anywhere else you want on the battery box, or put it in one of the holes for your high beam or your gas light, which seems to be the most popular option for putting this together. I decided to go ahead and create a different harness. Where did I put it? Right here it is. It's pretty much the same thing that I had made before. On this side, it has the connector to the stock Ruckus on there, and then I heat shrunk it. Then I used closed loop and pulled all this wire through here. And then on the other side, it came out, I heat shrinked it, then I heat shrunk each pair separately across the middle, and then marked it so I knew which one was which. Why do I want to do two connectors on each end? Well, I want to go ahead and integrate the kill switch as well as the start button and replace both the high beam and the low fuel with new buttons. I always said that I wasn't going to put anything in the actual backside of the battery box, but this looked like a cool idea, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. I made it. I'm going to go ahead and try it. Before we go and install all this, let's go ahead and run the intro. So to make this work, I have to remove this, which is unplugged right now. It hasn't been plugged in. The high beam light is plugged in, but I don't really need my high beam because it's no longer controlled by here. I created an independent harness right here that powers the headlight, like that. So I can get good, clean 12 volt DC and it's relay connected. And then I had my old start button mounted down here, connected to somewhere in this mess, the 4-pin connector on there. So I'm going to replace that and then run that wire up here and put it in the battery box right here. So my understanding is these 19mm buttons will fit right in here, and then I could put one on both sides. One can be start and the other one could be kill. Now I only have momentary switches, so when you start the button you push and hold until it's started, and then on the other one you push and hold until the engine is dead. So let's go ahead and get this installed and see how it works out. So the holes are just a little bit too big for these 19mm buttons, so I had to use a file just a little bit to get around the edge to get it to fit in, and it even kind of threaded. Then I went ahead and stripped the wires, put in the two, made sure I got the right one in the right place, and of course this connects to the stock harness for my ATR harness. I haven't tried it to see if it fits on here with all this stuff in the way right here. So let's go ahead and try that now. There you go. It looks like it fits. So this isn't really 100% necessary to do these buttons here. I was kind of opposed to it because I don't want to have to hook anything into my battery box. And then when I take my battery box cover off, which I take off often, I don't want to have any obstacles to taking it off and on. kind of just turned out this way. Really what I want to do is test and see if this product, this homemade Caesar-made product will work in a stock Get, or on a Honda Ruckus. I know it'll work on a stock Get, but I want to know if it'll work with my particular setup. Don't you wish there was an easier way to take your battery box off? Anyways, let me go ahead and get the key, and then let's go give it a test to see if we can make it start. Alright, so let's go ahead and put the key in. Turn it on, lights turn on, pull the brake, hit the start button. Okay, so here's the mistake I made. You turn the key on, pull the brake. This is the on and off switch for the thing, but it's a momentary, so it's normally off. So I gotta push it, and then I can start the motor. Or is it the other way around? There you go, sorry, other way around. But as soon as I let go, it kills it. So this is the switch. So this needs to turn into a latching switch, like push it and then on, and then start it. All right, let me order the button and I'll be right back. Okay, so it has been it's been 4 days now since I recorded that last video. I went online to buy a latching switch where when you push the button, it stays in the on position until you push it. Just like a light switch you flip on the wall, but as a button. I ordered it, it came in the mail, I was excited, and I accidentally ordered the exact same switch, which is momentary, meaning it's only on while you're pushing it again. So I looked on Amazon and I could not find one that looked like the one I had that was a latching switch. So here's what I ended up doing. So rather than a latching switch, a regular latching switch, I ended up buying one of these like this. It comes with a harness, you can wire it all up, and it's one of those lighted switches that you put on your bike. It looks like this, but it has a power button symbol on it, and then you push it and it latches and it turns red. It can turn red when you want to. So the situation goes, you put your key in, turn the key, your lights turn on, you pull the brake, and you make sure the bike is on, and it'll start, right? But in the particular case that you don't know, like you've left it on the off, when you push the power button, it lights up, reminding you, oh shoot, you forgot to enable, you forgot to push your kill start. Then you push it, you're like, oh look, it glowed red, now I can start. But the only time that a light turns red, here, let me get you closer. Push the button in, and start. But if it's off and you forget, you go, oh, oops, I forgot to turn it on. And then you go, oh, okay, on, start. So that's how I solved the power latching button with a power on button that has a light, but then it doesn't stay on all the time. I know there's a lot of people who, there are people out there, like I think Rolling Wrench makes one that stays lit, and then changes according to the power position of the button. But I didn't really want it riding red all the time, or I don't know how to explain it. I didn't want it riding red while I'm riding around on my bike, or I didn't want it sitting there red while the bike was off. All I wanted it to do was to remind me to push my power button, and I think I accomplished that. All of this stemmed from John B. He sent me a switch and wanted me to do some harness wire work for him, and I decided to try to work it on my bike first before I came up with a solution for how he wanted his to work. I'm making progress, so anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe, I'll leave a link for the buttons that I used below and my start button that I have now. I don't know if there's any interest in this type of set of buttons or a harness that connects to these kind of buttons, but just let me know and I'll figure it out. Anyways, thanks, and I'll see everybody next time.